Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Jessica Klein. First, on the local scene. St. Vincent and the Grenadines has encouraged the United Nations member states to prioritize addressing financial gaps, as well as mechanisms to provide support and resources for early preparedness, as small island developing states are still grappling with the adverse effects of climate change and associated risk. Minister of Sustainable Development, Carlos James, made the call at the midterm review of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction held at the United Nations General Assembly in New York on May 18, 2023. Leaders from all sectors came together at the high-level meeting to discuss disaster risk reduction and its role in accelerating the implementation of the 2030 Agenda and other key intergovernmental frameworks. In his statement, Minister James urged leaders to focus on accelerating disaster risk financing, as it is inextricably linked to the broader framework of reforms needed on international development financing. Vincentians are being called on to stop abusing the nation's crosswalks as the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Forces Traffic Department observe Traffic Road Safety Week. Assistant Superintendent of Police and Head of the Traffic Department, Parnell Brown, during an appearance on WEFM's Activated Mornings program, noted that both pedestrians and motorists are guilty of this abuse. We hear more from Superintendent Brown.
In our law, we doesn't penalize persons for jaywalking. But I have seen on occasions where there's an area designated for pedestrian to cross, which we call a pedestrian crossing. You have persons standing up sometime in the middle of the road, taking a call, texting people as if they are modeling. It is an area designated for you to cross in good time. If you are someone of a disability, or if you're ill, I will understand. You have to take your time, but we have persons just abusing the crossing.
Assistant Superintendent Brown also spoke in detail about motorist abuse of the nation's crosswalk.
And in the same light, we have motorists who will see pedestrians on the crossing trying to cross and are not willing to stop. Now the law states when approaching a crossing as a motorist, you have to approach with caution and prepare to stop. If persons are there appearing, it didn't even say crossing. If you have the idea that this person is coming to cross, you're supposed to slow down and stop.
That was Assistant Superintendent of Police and the Head of the Traffic Department, Parnell Brown. The Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force Traffic Department officially launched Traffic Road Safety Week 2023 on Sunday, May 21st. Still on the local scene, the St. Matthias Charities Inc. has donated medical equipment and supplies, including portable ultrasound machines, to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Cuthbert Knights, received 17 boxes of equipment and supplies to be used in the operating room and the Accident and Emergency Department on behalf of the ministry during a brief ceremony held at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital on Friday 19, 2023. According to Knights, the St. Matthias Charities Inc. is one of SVG's largest donors of medical supplies, having already donated over 12 shipping containers of supplies to this country. Following the 2021 eruptions of the La Soufrière volcano, the St. Matthias Charities Inc. adopted the evacuation center at the Stubbs Government School. This involved providing meals all day, as well as personal care items to persons who were displaced from their homes. The St. Matthias Charities Inc. is a non-profit organization that was established in May of 2012. On the regional scene, the Fire Service Department in Guyana has revealed that the 26 windows of the Madia School dormitory, where 19 children lost their lives in a horrific fire, were heavily grilled. A statement from the fire department also stated that 5 doors were locked. The statement disclosed that preliminary investigations into the incident that took place on Sunday have determined that the fire was maliciously set. At a national vigil, President of Guyana, Dr. Irfan Ali, called on all Guyanese to reach out with prayers and good thoughts to support the bereaved. During the vigil, people from all walks of life paid tribute to the victims by laying flowers and candles. Guyana's Department of Public Information said a special team had started collecting DNA samples from unidentified children who perished in the blaze and their parents. Still on the regional scene, a 29-year-old brain tumor patient has been reported to be missing since Mother's Day by his family. Reports from St. Lucia Times state that a relative disclosed that John Claude Seeley disappeared from his home in Dennery, where he lived alone close to a sibling who took care of him. Though he suffered a brain tumor, residents often see him wandering about in the community before he returns home. On Mother's Day, he was seen wearing a trousers, was shirtless, and barefooted and did not return home. According to a family member, Seeley has been unwell since sustaining a head injury during childhood, which resulted in him having seizures. Family members and the police have conducted several searches to finding the missing man, but their efforts have so far been unsuccessful. And on the international scene, a 95-year-old woman who was tasered by police at an Australian care home, which sparked a public outcry, has died. Claire Nolan was critically injured last Wednesday at about 4 p.m. after police responded to reports that she was wandering around the care home with a steak knife. Police in New South Wales said she died surrounded by family and loved ones. The officer responsible for tasing Mrs. Nolan has been charged with assault and will face court early July on charges of recklessly causing grievous bodily harm, assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and common assault. He remains suspended from duty with pay while investigations continue. This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5:30 p.m. for WEFM's evening news, and we thank you for listening.